Have you ever been in a quiet room, maybe a waiting room, a family gathering, or even church, and suddenly you catch a faint scent in the air and wonder, is that me? Or maybe it wasn't you who noticed first. Maybe it was the look someone gave you, or that subtle way your grandchild wrinkled their nose when you leaned in for a hug. They didn't say anything, but you felt it. Something was off. Now you're left thinking, what's going on with my body? I shower. I wear clean clothes. Why do I still feel not quite right? You're not alone. This is something almost no one talks about, especially with senior women. It's like there's some invisible shame attached to it. And that's not fair, because here's the truth. As we age, our bodies change in ways we don't expect. And sometimes those changes show up in the most personal and, honestly, most embarrassing ways, like body odor. But let me tell you something important. This isn't about hygiene. It's not about you not doing enough. It's about understanding the real reasons behind the shift, so you can take back control, protect your health, and feel confident in your skin again. Because this is about dignity. It's about self-respect. And yes, it's about health too. You see, odor is often the body's first whisper that something deeper is going on. It could be dehydration. It could be your medications. It could even be a tiny change in your skin or diet that no one warned you about. But I will. In today's video, we're breaking down 6 silent mistakes that could be making senior women smell off. Mistakes that are very common, but almost never discussed. Not by friends, not by doctors, and definitely not in everyday conversation. Some might surprise you. Some might even make you a little emotional. But all of them, you deserve to know. And listen, if you've ever worried about how aging affects your body, your scent, or how others perceive you, comment, I'm here below, because this is a safe space. You are not alone. And if you care about staying fresh, confident, and in the know about your health, make sure to like this video and hit that subscribe button for more honest, empowering guidance right here on Healthy Senior Advice. All right, ready to get into it? Let's talk about the first silent mistake that might be making you smell not so great, even when you're doing everything right. Let's start with silent mistake number 1, not drinking enough water. Now I want you to picture Marjorie, 72 years old, sharp-minded, keeps herself tidy, even walks her little dog around the neighborhood every morning. But for months, she kept noticing a faint musty smell on her clothes. She thought maybe her laundry detergent was off. Maybe the heater was drying out her home. But it wasn't that. It was her own body. See, Marjorie was barely drinking 2 glasses of water a day. Not because she was lazy or forgetful, but because she never felt thirsty. And here's something nobody really tells you. As we age, our sense of thirst naturally dulls. That means your body could be running low on water, and you wouldn't even know it until the signs, like body odor, start showing up. You see, when you don't drink enough water, your body has a harder time flushing out toxins. Sweat becomes more concentrated. Waste products linger longer. And that faint sour or stale smell, it's your skin trying to do the job your kidneys and bladder should have already handled, if they had enough water to work with. Now, a lot of seniors assume that if they're not sweating or exercising, they don't need much water. But that's a dangerous misconception. You need hydration not just to feel refreshed, but to help every organ, every system in your body, including your skin, work properly. So what's the fix? Start sipping water throughout the day. Don't wait until you feel thirsty. Keep a small water bottle near your chair. Add a slice of lemon if it makes it more enjoyable. Even small amounts count. And trust me, your body will thank you. But hydration isn't the only factor affecting how your body smells. What you eat could be playing a surprisingly big role too. Silent mistake number 2, eating too many sulfur-rich foods. Let me tell you about Ellen. She's 68, eats clean, loves her veggies, especially broccoli and cabbage. Eggs every morning. A health nut, really. But one day, after a family lunch, her granddaughter leaned in and whispered, "Grandma smells funny after we eat." And it wasn't her breath, it was her body. Now here's the thing, broccoli, cauliflower, garlic, onions, cabbage, and eggs are full of nutrients. They're good for you. But they also contain sulfur compounds, which, when digested, can create a smell that escapes through your pores. You might notice it after meals, or it might just hang around subtly throughout the day, kind of like a rotten egg smell, even when you've bathed. And here's the tricky part. Because these foods are healthy, most people don't suspect them as the cause. They think, well, I'm eating clean, so this must be something else. But in reality, too much of these foods, especially without balance, can make your body smell, well, a little funky. So what's the solution? No, you don't have to cut them out completely. Just dial it back. Maybe don't have eggs and cabbage in the same meal. Try balancing your meals with fresh herbs like parsley or mint. They can help neutralize those odors naturally. It's all about balance. And once you make that small adjustment, you might notice a fresher you by the end of the week. Now, if food and water play a role, what about the pills you take every day? Silent mistake number 3. Side effects from certain medications. Let's talk about Joan. She's 75, takes care of herself, showers daily, uses body wash, deodorant, even spritzes a little perfume before heading out. But she started noticing something strange, a kind of chemical or metallic scent on her skin. She scrubbed harder, changed soaps, even switched detergents. Nothing worked. Turns out, it wasn't anything she was doing wrong. It was her new medication. You see, some prescriptions, especially ones for blood pressure, diabetes, antidepressants, and hormone replacement, can actually change the way your body processes chemicals. That means the byproducts that exit through your sweat, breath, or urine may smell different, stronger, sharper, or just off. And yet, this is rarely mentioned. Even doctors don't always bring it up unless you ask. The mistake here is assuming it's you, when it could be the medicine you're taking to stay well. Now, don't get me wrong. This doesn't mean you should stop your meds. Never do that without speaking to your doctor. But if you've noticed a sudden change in how your body smells around the same time you started a new prescription, that's a clue worth following. So here's what you do. Make a quick note of when the odor started and what meds were new at the time. Then bring it up at your next doctor's visit. There might be an alternative that works just as well, without that unpleasant side effect. You deserve to feel good in your own body. And sometimes it just takes asking the right question. Now, we've talked about what goes in your body: water, food, medicine. But what about the body itself? Let's talk about your skin, because it plays a bigger role than you might think. Silent mistake number 4. Not exfoliating aging skin. Let's talk about Diana. She's always been big on self-care, gentle soaps, light lotions, daily showers. Yet she kept saying, "I don't feel clean anymore." No matter what she did, there was a kind of dullness to her skin, and a faint smell that lingered no matter how often she bathed. One day, while looking in the mirror, she noticed something. Her skin felt rough. Turns out, Diana hadn't exfoliated in years. Here's what most people don't realize. As we age, our skin's natural ability to shed dead cells slows down. And when those old skin cells build up, they trap bacteria, oils, and sweat on the surface. That creates a layer of musty, stale odor, even if you just got out of the shower. And yet, so many seniors skip exfoliation altogether. Why? Because they think it's either too harsh, too youthful, or just unnecessary. But here's the truth. You don't need anything fancy or abrasive. A soft washcloth, a gentle exfoliating sponge, or even a mild scrub used once a week is more than enough to help your skin breathe again. You'll notice not only smoother skin, but a fresher, cleaner scent that sticks around longer. Because underneath those old skin cells is a layer of skin that still feels vibrant, still alive, still you. Now, we've taken care of your skin. But what about the things your skin touches every day? Let's move to a mistake that hides in plain sight: your clothes. Silent mistake number 5. Wearing the same clothes or fabrics too often. Let me tell you about Margaret. She's stylish, has a favorite blue cardigan she loves, wears it to her book club, the grocery store, even just around the house. It's her comfort piece. But one afternoon, a friend leaned in and said gently, "Margaret, I think your sweater's holding on to something." See, the sweater looked clean. No stains, no spills. But clothes don't have to look dirty to smell dirty. Here's why. Our bodies constantly release oils, bacteria, and sweat, even when we're sitting still. And with age, we often lose track of how often we've worn something, especially cozy, familiar favorites. Combine that with synthetic fabrics, and you've got a recipe for trapped odor. Polyester, rayon, nylon. They might be soft, but they don't breathe like cotton or linen. They hold on to smells long after you've hung them back up in the closet. Now, this doesn't mean you have to toss your favorite cardigan, but it does mean rotate your clothes more often. Let fabrics air out. Wash worn items more frequently than you think you need to. And when possible, choose natural materials like cotton that let your skin breathe and release odors more easily in the wash. And now, we've arrived at a delicate but deeply important topic, one that many women avoid, even in doctors' offices. Let's talk about personal care. Silent mistake number 6, ignoring intimate hygiene changes. Barbara is 69. She's healthy, active, confident. But for a few months, she'd noticed a stronger vaginal odor. Nothing painful, nothing alarming, but different. And she felt embarrassed, even avoided sitting too close to others. She thought it was just part of aging, but it wasn't. It was a shift in her vaginal pH, something incredibly common after menopause. Here's the science. When estrogen levels drop, the natural balance of bacteria in the vagina changes. The environment becomes more prone to odor, dryness, and sensitivity. And that odor, it's not a sign of poor hygiene. It's a biological response to hormonal changes. Sadly, many senior women think this is something they just have to live with. But that's simply not true. With a few gentle changes, like switching to unscented pH-balanced cleansers, wearing breathable cotton underwear, and avoiding harsh soaps, you can restore balance. And if something still feels off, please talk to your doctor. There are safe, effective solutions, from probiotics to topical treatments, that can bring everything back to normal. This isn't about shame. It's about comfort. It's about knowing your body and treating it with the kindness and care it deserves. These 6 silent mistakes, they're easy to make. But once you understand what's really going on behind the scenes, they're even easier to fix. And the result? You feel fresher, more confident, and more connected to your body again. Now, before we wrap up, let's take a moment to reflect together. Because this conversation isn't just about odor. It's about respecting yourself as you age. And that starts with knowledge. It can be deeply embarrassing to feel like you might smell bad, especially when no one talks about it. Not your friends, not your family, and certainly not the magazines that pretend aging doesn't exist. But here's the truth. You are not alone. You're not strange. You're not falling apart. You're simply going through something natural, something very human. And I want to tell you something important. Instead of feeling ashamed, take this as a moment of power. Because this isn't about being less than. It's about being aware and in control. These 6 silent mistakes, they're not character flaws. They're just little habits we don't realize we've fallen into until we start asking the right questions. And you're doing that right now. So if you've noticed any of these issues, maybe you're not drinking enough water, maybe your favorite shirt is sticking around too long, or maybe there's something you've been too shy to ask your doctor. Start small. Sip a glass of water right now. Swap that old sweater for something fresh. Pick up a gentle exfoliating sponge next time you're at the store. Or just give yourself permission to talk about it. Because you matter. Your comfort matters. Your dignity matters. And yes, your confidence in your own skin, it matters too. Aging is not something we survive. It's something we live, with grace, with choice, and with pride. And even though growing older brings challenges, it also brings wisdom, resilience, and yes, solutions. So don't let a little body odor make you feel small. You are not less than. You are becoming more aware, more informed, and more empowered than ever before. You've got this, and we're in it together. Let's do a quick recap of the 6 silent mistakes we covered today. Not drinking enough water, eating too many sulfur-rich foods, side effects from certain medications, not exfoliating aging skin, wearing the same clothes or fabrics too often, and ignoring intimate hygiene changes. Each one may seem small, but when they add up, they can really affect how you feel in your body. Now let me ask you this. Which of these surprised you the most? Or have you experienced one of these firsthand? Go ahead and share your story in the comments. Your words might help another woman feel seen. Because when we speak up, we create space for others to do the same. And if this video opened your eyes to something new, give it a like. It really helps us reach more amazing people like you. And don't forget to subscribe to Healthy Senior Advice for more real, respectful, and empowering conversations on senior health, dignity, and everyday wellness. You're a part of a beautiful community here. We're not just sharing facts. We're lifting each other up, one honest conversation at a time. So thank you. Thank you for watching, for listening, for caring about yourself. Stay fresh, stay kind to yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.